To some, he was a hero who fought for the oppressed, while to others, a ruthless guerrilla who left a trail of blood. His battles stretched across continents, and his defiance lit a fire in the hearts of millions who dreamed of freedom. But behind the iconic beret and piercing gaze lies a man of contradictions. A doctor who took up the gun, a dreamer who embraced harsh reality, a liberator who could be merciless. This is the story of Che Guevara, the man whose face became the symbol of revolution. Ernesto Guevara was born in 1928 in Rosario, Argentina. As a young man, he studied medicine, but a fateful journey would change his life forever. In December 1951, Che Guevara and Alberto Granado left Buenos Aires on their northern 500cc La Poderosa to Los Andes and the city of Valparaiso in Chile, then riding south. They both traveled in their motorcycle to the Chilean city of Temuco. After Temuco, they left for Peru. In Peru, they visited Lima, and from Lima they visited San Pablo, a leper colony on the Amazon. Then they traveled by riverboat to Leticia in Colombia. From Leticia, they flew to capital of Colombia, Bogota. From Bogota, they ended up in the capital of Venezuela, Caracas, in July 1952, before Che briefly flew to Miami and returned to Argentina, deeply shaped by the poverty and injustice he had seen. What began as an adventure soon became an awakening. He saw grinding poverty, oppression, and injustice. From the copper mines of Chile to the slums of Peru, people were ridden with endless suffering. The young doctor returned home, convinced that only radical change could heal the wounds of the continent. Marxism offered him an answer. In 1955, in Mexico City, Guevara met a young Cuban exile named Fidel Castro. Castro's plan was to overthrow the dictator backed by the United States, Fulgencio Batista. Guevara joined the 26th of July movement, not as a medic, but as a fighter. Through grueling months in the Sierra Maestra Mountains, Che proved himself a master of guerrilla tactics, full of discipline, relentless, and unafraid to lead from the front. By late 1958, his forces captured the city of Santa Clara, a decisive victory that shattered Batista's regime. On January 1st, 1959, the Cuban Revolution had triumphed. In the new Cuba, Guevara was more than a soldier. He became a statesman. He served as president of the National Bank and later as Minister of Industry. He championed agrarian reform and pushed for rapid industrialization. But he was also uncompromising. Political dissent was met with harsh crackdowns. Guevara oversaw revolutionary tribunals that led to executions. As Cuba aligned with the Soviet Union, Che traveled around the globe, forging ties with leaders in Moscow, Africa, and Asia, calling for a worldwide struggle against imperialism. However, by the mid-1960s, Guevara grew disillusioned, frustrated by Soviet bureaucracy and Cuba's dependence on Moscow. In 1965, he disappeared from public life, leaving behind a farewell letter to Castro. His next destination was Congo. There, he joined leftist guerrillas fighting against the forces backed by Belgium and the United States. But poor organization, factionalism, and lack of local support doomed the mission. Che returned to Cuba in failure, not in defeat. In 1966, Guevara slipped into Bolivia under a false identity. His goal was nothing less than a continental revolution, starting in the heart of South America. But the Bolivian peasants did not rally to his cause, and the army, supported by the CIA, closed in. After months of hunger, disease, and dwindling numbers, Che was captured and executed in a small schoolhouse in the village of La Higuera on October 9, 1967. His body was displayed to the world. But instead of killing his ideas, his death transformed him into a martyr. In the decades that followed, Che Guevara became more than a man. A symbol of rebellion, anti-imperialism, and defiance in the face of power. From the streets of Paris in 1968, to student protests in Mexico City, to murals in Belfast. His portrait marched on banners, painted walls and t-shirts. His legacy is polarizing. To some, an idealist. To others, a ruthless enforcer. Half a century later, Che Guevara's face still stares back at the world. A reminder that revolutions may end, but legends never die.